wonderful skill. Oh, what a goal! And Morgan hits it. He's in behind Vardy. He's done it.
Leicester City are champions of the Premier League.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to another episode of the Leicester City Save Champions. And as you can see from the first page we're on, things are picking up. Now, since our 4-2 win against Everton, where things were going very, very well for us, we then followed that up with a 2-0 win against Bournemouth, Belotti and Simpson in the goals. We then came back down to earth shatteringly with a 3-0 defeat to Arsenal. That makes it look close. It wasn't close. We barely had a chance. It was painful. Then a 5-3 win against Chelsea. And I want to highlight this, actually, because there's been a little bit of criticism that we haven't been playing the Leicester way. There was 2 goals in this game you should watch, because we were playing the Leicester way. The first of which comes from, as you might guess, a Chelsea corner. It's headed away by Santos. Mahrez brings it away, and on the counter-attack, Belotti is sprung and then finishes it off nicely, something we saw Leicester do a lot, and that wasn't the only one either. This one was arguably more Leicester-like. Hernandez clears it at the front post. Mahrez now picks the ball up, plays in Belotti. Belotti looks to his left-hand side. Vardy's there, and then all of a sudden, the run from Mahrez, who got the ball on the edge of our own area, slots in. It was a classic Leicester goal, which made me go, we've done a Leicester! Which was, it was just in that tone. And more impressively, perhaps, we beat them 5-3. It was a game where we scored 3 goals in a matter of 10 minutes. Well, not even that, 4 minutes, 54, 56 and 58. Chelsea never really had a chance. We FM'd them a little bit, but look, we're away at Stamford Bridge. We got a 5-3 win. We then carried on our good form then in the Premier League. A 2-1 win, Danny Simpson and Jamie Vardy getting the goals against Borough. We then had Southampton. Shane Long got them off to a good start, but Belotti again in the goals again. I like the fact that Southampton scored without a shot on target. Interesting. Belotti, though, as I say, got the equaliser. And then finally, more recently, a 4-1 demolition of West Ham United. 4-1. I mean, what a result that is. Jamie Vardy, 2 goals on the day. We beat them overall in all areas. And that leaves us now in, quite unbelievably, 6th position. It's going very well. We're now only a few points off, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Champions League places. And more importantly for me, look at the table of player names. Belotti, 2nd top goal scorer, one of the only signings I made. You should have signed another striker. He's got 13 and 18 so far for Leicester this season. And Riyad Mahrez is also there on the right-hand side. Assists, 7 to his name, having a great season. He's come into his own. In recent weeks, he's really started to pick things up. So right then, let's see. What's today, you might be wondering? I can see you've got an FA Cup there and the semi-final that you talked about against Arsenal. We're going to play those, but we're also going to sort of have the first half of January to ourselves. It's a little bit of a transfer special. We're in the 7th of January. I played into January a little bit, and I figured we'd play the games that are there. We'll cut them up in a slightly finer detail and try and focus on the transfers. So, let's do that now. Now, a lot of people were saying, look, you probably need an extra right back, maybe another central midfielder, definitely a central defender, potentially someone to sort of rival Mahrez in that shadow striker role as well. So they're the positions that we've been looking at. And what I love about the squad depth screens this year is that you've got a position overview for current ability that looks like this. Now, it goes across the screen. You can see where you've got great players, good players, average players, and poor players. A screen that I think is just lovely. Such a nice screen to look at. And you can see 3 great strikers, proving that you can have more than one. Slimani, Vardy and Belotti there on that side. In terms of other great players, central midfield, Drinkwater, Hernandez. Left back, we've got Fuchs as well. In goal, Zilek is registered as our great player. I mean, you can click these and you can see through in more detail, like midfielders, for example. You can see how they're ranked. And then obviously Mahrez on that right side too. So the positions where we don't have great players, ironically, is in the position that we use, the attacking midfield position behind the 2 strikers. We don't have a great player. Neither do we have a great player in the defensive midfield position or at centre-back. The spine of the team is sometimes great, but more often than not, good. So I feel like we need to strengthen in those areas, potentially a right back too. And with 24 million to spend and some extra money coming in, we've got a chance of doing that. So Mark Albrighton has had a bid from Monaco. Now, Mark Albrighton, for those that know him, he's a wide player. He plays on either the right or the left-hand side of the midfield, and you can see from our form, I ain't changing it. So we may as well move him on. Monaco have come in for him. So I think it's about 13 million. Yeah, 13 million over a few different clauses. Yeah, fair enough. We had a bid for Robert Huth from Toronto, which we turned down, and Marcin Wasylinski. You've not really seen much of him. I've probably said that wrong. He leaves on the 1st of February. Yeah, £215,000. So in terms of players to bring in, Andrea Raiochea, maybe. That's difficult. I mean, I might not side him purely because of his name. Great jumping reach for 6'5", good strength as well. Marking, tackling okay, heading fantastic, and overall looks alright. We've already offered him a contract. I'm not 100% sure that we're going to bring him in though. Thomas Partey, a player that I looked at in the summer, we've gone back in for again, offered him a contract. He might be that great player in the defensive midfield spots. And then Martin Odegaard on loan. I'm hoping that they think about our offer. 30% of his wages when playing, 60% when unused. So it's difficult because you want to obviously bring in a player like that and use him. But with the form of Riyad Mahrez, it's tricky. But is it better to just bring someone in on a permanent basis? I guess we'll have to wait and see. So join me, won't you, through the January. This will probably be a little bit of a longer episode. And of course, we played Cheltenham and Arsenal too. So let's get things underway with the Cheltenham game. The FA Cup, we're playing a rotated side. I'll show you the best bits. Rotated side today. Vardy's still going to play. Musa, Gray comes in. Andy King on that right hand side. Mendy, Hernandez, Santos, Huth. Chilwell comes in as well, as does Kasper Schmeichel. Let's go. We are heavy favourites for this, so I'm expecting some goals. 30 minutes on the clock, and we have ourselves a goal. Not to Leicester, though. Ben Chilwell doesn't defend it particularly well. A ball very highly lofted to the back post, headed back across goal, and Holman puts home. In the FA Cup, we're currently 1-0 down. We're at half-time already. 1-0 down. I don't really know. I don't know what's... Okay, we're gonna change things. We're going to bring Belotti. We're going to basically play a good team. Belotti and Mahrez on. I'm not losing to Cheltenham. Sorry, Cheltenham. I mean, we've got a corner. You might as well stick with me. And it's in the back of the net. I think it's Jamie Vardy with the header. It is. We'll look at it in 3 dimensions. But, yeah, we've made changes. It seems to have paid off. Hernandez with the corner then. Swings it in. Vardy must have to rise highest. He does. Heads on goal. And he's a man in form, Jamie Vardy, I've got to say. Okay, just under half an hour left. We've been better in the second half. I mean, we're 1-0 down to Cheltenham in the first half, so it couldn't have gone much worse. We're going to bring on Danny Drinkwater for Mendy and push him further forward. We're going to try and press them a little bit more. I mean, the worst thing that could happen here is a replay. Oh, no. They've got Dickie OG. Dickie OG. Do you want to see Dickie's OG? Oh, no. So, they've got it under control. They're doing all right. Vardy plays a good ball to Belotti, who's about to have a strike on goal, but no need, because Dickie slide tackled nutmegged his keeper. Dickie. Oh, throwback to Dickie Laundry. Who remembers that? Oh, no. I should say if you don't remember that, that sounds mental. We're coming forward again. This might be another goal, you know. Jamie Vardy. Oh, he's cannoned it off the bar. It's about... I mean, we're nearly at the end of the game. There might be one more goal. Mahrez. Dickie does very well. Dickie redeems himself. Although Dickie is the reason that Cheltenham are going out at this point. There's about 2 minutes left of the game. I mean, there's another highlight. It's going our way as things stand. Dayton. I mean, if they come back here, this is going to be horrendous. If you see me again before the final whistle, I mean, we'll stay with this. Holman. Thank goodness. Belotti, final chance of the game. Saved. I mean, we've got a corner with about... I mean, there'll be about 5 seconds left as this is taken. Yeah, 10 seconds left. This is probably going to be the game as Hernandez whips this in. 2-1. We got away with this a little bit. We were slow to start. Cheltenham took a lead. I mean, anything can happen in the FA Cup. But we go through 2-1 winners and on to the next round. And actually... as a comeback, that's quite enjoyable. Now, of course, I didn't want to use the big guns in that game because we have Arsenal coming up in a couple of days and then some good, like some winnable Premier League matches against Hull and Palace. We will play maybe Arsenal and Hull in this episode as well as some of the transfer business. And then next episode, we'll finish off January. Okay, some transfer news then. Mark Albrighton is leaving. He's off to Monaco of all teams. Seems like a strange move for him. The fee initially is 7.5 million with plenty of add-ons. Hopefully he maxes those out, although I don't think he'll be playing that much. We are paying part of his wages, but to get the cash in now is probably worthwhile. It'll put our finances in a really healthy position. We'll probably have about 30 million to spend, which is really nice. Okay, well, one out. Do we bring Martin Odegaard in? That is the real question here. We have to pay a lot more of his wages, 50 grand a week if we're not playing him. 24 grand if we are playing him. And the question would be, would he replace Riyad Mahrez? Logically, probably not. I mean, what do you do with a man like Odegaard? I might delay this further to see if we can bring some other players in, but the fact he's agreed to join is wonderful. Okay, here we are then. The social media, worth a punt as much as anyone else. Quite exciting. Odegaard looks brilliant. Poor decision by the club if true. He's not looked good enough. Right. I mean, he's not played, which... could be a fair assessment in that case. So yeah, we have 33 million to spend. This is kind of the position we're looking at, the attacking midfield position. I guess we'll limit ourselves slightly in budget. We'll look at the transfer list as well. So transfer list wise, there's Kiyotaki who's there, but is injured. I should point out, Danny Graham did have a look. 6 months broken ankle. A few chaps from Benfica in this list as well. A few youngsters. I mean, these guys look really good. Franco Cervi, the Argentine, looks decent, doesn't he? And Andrea Horta looks like a carbon copy. Both of them look really well-rounded. I mean, and he's transfer listed for a reasonable price, 9.5 million. I mean, we'll scout him. There's Esteban Gonero. We could go back in time and get him in, but probably not. All right, quick check on the loan list. I mean, Jesse Lingard is there. I just don't think Jesse Lingard is the right option for us. Adol Taraps is in the list. No. Ironically, though, plays for Benfica. They all do. Everybody does. I mean, a player I would like to... Like, someone like James Ward-Prowse would be a fantastic signing. Probably not right now. Maybe in the summer. He's the kind of player I'd definitely go for. But he's an option. I mean, Gylfi Sigurdsson, bring him in, play him in behind the strikers. He's far more natural. We've got to remember that while Mahrez is good in that position, he's playing well this year. He's not natural. Of course, we're training him to play there, obviously. But it's the kind of thing where if you could bring someone who's ready-made for that position, then you probably should do. Yuri Tielemans, blast from the past. I mean, blast of the now, isn't it, really? 21-year-old Serbian, Savic. I mean, he's got a longer name than that, but we'll go with Savic. He's a player that I'm sure Football Manager players will be aware of. Central midfielder, though, not really an attacker. Playing the shadow striker role, but is he better than what we've got? Probably not. I mean, most players that are similar to Riyad Mahrez probably aren't sort of the attacking midfield more. I mean, Adam Lallana comes up in this list. Carter for Valencia would be a nice option, but again, not natural there, more of an inside forward. Juan P looks interesting. Venezuelan at Malaga. Looks like he'd be an interesting player, but I guess he doesn't speak English, and that's something I'd quite like to look at. I mean, we'll look at the sort of the central players with similar attributes. The list is quite funny. Ravel Morrison, Januzaj, Houlihan, David Silva's in the list as well. I mean, we're probably not going to get many of them, if any of them. Carlos Tevez is there as well. I don't think we can get Carlos Tevez, but for that kind of price, 4.6 million for Carlos Tevez. I mean, he knows the division. 4.5 million for Tevez. He doesn't want to talk to me. Not interested in the slightest. Like, if we can't get any players in, it's all right, because this is like the reason we're doing this now. Oh, there we are, another potential name to come in. It's only going to be a backup centre back, but I mean, we're not trying to sign backup centre backs, are we? Logically speaking, Ben, we're not trying to sign backups. So, although the fee is quite small, again, it seems pointless, and we can probably get better. Okay, we're going to get rid of that one as well. The reason I'm doing January in two parts, by the way, is that you can see my thought process now. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do, who you think we should bring in, and then I can read those, obviously, and then do the next episode with your thoughts as well as mine in mind. All right, first things first. Now, interestingly, Liverpool have signed Partey, a player that we certainly were looking at and were hopeful of getting. He's not coming our way. That, for the fee that they've paid as well, is really disappointing. On the plus side, though, there is an FA Cup draw, so let's do that. We've got Nottingham Forest at the very bottom there. We've got Forest in the cup, bit of a local derby-ish. So, yeah, not bad. I feel like we played Forest in the League Cup as well, did we not? We did. We played them and beat them in the quarter-final. Okay, then. Arsenal, it's the League Cup semi-final here. This is a big moment for us. Hopefully we can go through. Right, then. We are going to go at as full a strength as we can go. Danny Drinkwater's been in very good form, and I've been raving about Andy King. In fact, we'll put Andy King on the bench for this game. But, yeah, Danny Drinkwater's come into form recently, playing really, really well. So we'll keep him out there. You can see 7.48 average rating, probably one of the better players in our entire team. Zina's going to start in goal, then Simpson, Morgan, Huth, Fuchs on the left-hand side, Mendy, Drinkwater, Hernandez, Mahrez behind Vardy, and Belotti up front, who, as I said before, is in the goals. Right then, two firing strikers. Arsenal, the team to play, one of the teams that have beaten us this season and beat us very easily. Hopefully, though, we can get ourselves a result. Now, of course, it's two legs, so they're playing Theo Walcott up front. All of a sudden, I feel like I've got a chance. They're also playing Reece, I guess you'd say it, Reece Nelson on that right side. They're not taking this as seriously as you might think. Now, Wobie's an up-and-comer. He's a good player. Mesut Ozil's there as well. They've got strength, but I wouldn't call this their first team. No Koscielny there either. I mean, this is fascinating. Okay, I actually think we owe Arsenal after what happened. That will G up a side like Leicester, I think. Telling them that we expect more and we can do this. We'll do the job. Okay, then. Here we go. Kicking things off. No league games so far today, but a cup game, a semi-final cup game at that. And I'm hoping these Leicester boys can do the job. Hernandez has a chance early. Swings it in. Vardy, back post. Vardy with a goal. Great cross in from Hernandez. And Jamie Vardy, I mean, from what seemed like an impossible angle in 2D, finishes it off. Let's take a look in 3 dimensions. What a goal. What a start. Hernandez here. Ball whipped in. Really, it really was whipped in. You can see the curl on the ball there. Vardy gets there first and just about squeezes it in. I mean, Arsenal sleeping, hands in the air. 1-0 Leicester from a set piece, not something that we've been that prolific from this year. Now, well, Arsenal set pieces are something we're probably more prolific from. As Walcott comes forward, plays it to Mesut Ozil, ball played in and headed over. We come forward again now. Hernandez with it, back to Christian Fuchs, who plays the ball forward towards Belotti. Check though, makes the save. We look more dangerous than they do. Nelson though, on this right hand side, maybe a chance for Arsenal. And as I said, we look more dangerous than they do. Theo Walcott equalises. It's 1-1. Why did I say anything? And it would have to be the Theo Walcott that can't finish and Nelson the youngster I'm not too familiar with scoring the goal, doesn't it? It's a good ball in. I wouldn't say whipped in. It's just a drilled low cross. And Walcott slides it into the back of the net. Disappointing from our standpoint. And actually, since that goal, it's Arsenal in the ascendancy. Mendy heads clear, though. Mahrez plays in Belotti. And this is where we could break. I showed you those goals before, where we are dangerous on counter-attacks. Jamie Vardy powers his way through. Shot on goal. Hits the post. And Petr Cech is very, very lucky. It's all very exciting all of a sudden. I mean, it's just from the chance that we just hit the post with. Arsenal forward again. Danny Simpson just about clears it. Iwobi keeps it alive. Now it's Mesut Ozil across to it. Oh, El Neni scores. And just like that, in the same highlight that we hit the post, Arsenal take a lead. You can see here, Iwobi cuts it back to Mesut Ozil. I thought he was going to shoot. He actually picks out a wonderful pass to the back post. And then he can't miss. That's how good the pass was from Ozil. Which is not what we wanted. Theo Walcott's injured. Pulled hamstring. I wonder if that'll change the way they play. We're going to come off control, go more attacking. I mean, we may as well go for it. And as we do that, we've got a chance. Danny Simpson plays it back to Hernandez in a little bit of space. Gives it to Drinkwater. He's got options. Picks up Belotti. Belotti in on goal. Check with a good save. Hernandez to put the corner in. I mean, we've been decent from corners, but not this time. So as half-time draws closer, there it is. 2-1 down. I'm going to get assertive with them, I think. Do you know what? We've not played terribly. I'm going to say you've been unlucky so far and see what they make of it. Vardy seems to lose focus, but, I mean, he scored the goal. Keep him out there. They've now got Malin up front, who, again, not a name I'm overly familiar with. Hernandez, corner, played in. Robert Huth was at the front post, but headed away. We've still got a chance, though. Drinkwater on it. Tackled by Mustafi. I mean, the centre-back is playing on the left wing at this stage, but now that means he's out of position. Mahrez, Belotti's got Vardy over if we can find him. Vardy! It's 2-2. Great move from us. We won the ball off Mustafi, who was in unfamiliar territory. Put it in the back of the net. Leicester 2, Arsenal 2. Here is the goal then. Mendy picks it up, wins it back like, I dare say, N'Golo Kante. Belotti slides it into Jamie Vardy, who first time strikes it into the back of the net. And yes, we're looking alive in this game. I do fear that Arsenal will play their strongest 11 in the next fixture. That will not be good for us. So we need to try and take a lead into the game. Ball comes in, doesn't really go anywhere, and now Kieran Gibbs clears. Not the greatest of clearances, and we've been deadly. Every time Arsenal have made a mistake, we've had a chance. Belotti on it now. Takes this man, takes on two. Belotti! Oh, it would have been such a good goal. Another corner. Hernandez whips it in. Malin clears, and Fuchs is going to get there first. And I've got still men up. We can get the ball into the box. We have done. Vardy's free in space. Vardy hits the post again. Oh, my word. Corner comes in. Vardy wide. Oh, the pressure is building, though. Well, it's actually another corner. The Vardy header didn't go their way. And now they get a chance to bring it away. All right, 15 minutes left on the clock. Musa's going to come on for Belotti. He's not got a goal today. We'll also bring on Andy King just to keep things going over for Danny Drinkwater. He is my Joe Allen. He's a good little technician. He's a wizard. He's the Welsh Javi. He's actually Welsh, so it works. Corner, Hernandez, ball in. Where's Morgan? Back post, off the crossbar, uncleared. Oh, we're so close. All right, time ticking down. It looks like it's going to end 2... Oh, unless Hernandez. Oh, that would have been a moment for us all. 2-2, then the game ends. We've dominated the game. More shots than Arsenal. They've had slightly more possession. But in terms of chances created, we've been the much, much closer side. Hit the post twice as well. Oh, we could have won it by a lot more. Never mind, though. We take the draw. We go into the away leg at Arsenal in a couple of weeks' time. In fact, I think it'll be the next episode. And, yeah, not all bad. Okay, back into the transfer window. So I guess the question is, who on this list would be interested in joining? Okay, there's a list there that's come back to us. I guess the Bosnian guy here might maybe be an option, but this doesn't really fit in. I mean, how much game time is Adam Lallana getting? 21 appearances, 1 goal, 6 assists. He's not coming this way, is he? All right, let's remove 1 or 2 of these. Jonathan Vieira is a name that stands out. Getting on a little bit now, they probably won't improve us that much. I mean, really, I want you to let me know if we should look for someone better than Odegaard, or take Odegaard for now and then maybe improve dramatically in the summer, keeping a similar system. Because as things stand right now, we're doing all right in the league. You know, we're in 6th. We're probably going to finish top 8. You look at Chelsea and Liverpool there, you think, you know what, they'll probably come back quite strongly. We're probably going to finish top 9, top 8. The issue would be, of course, is if we get into Europe. If we get into Europe, that kind of changes everything. Of course, before this video, I did have a look around at players that I thought potentially could come in. There's loads of players that are almost there. I'm just not sure I can find the right player at this stage. Carlos Pena would be another one, the Mexican. He can play slightly further forward, but I want a player that can speak English. This is something I tried to look at last year at the end of the game, towards the end of FM16. I had this theory that players that could speak English, it was kind of brought about by the PSG save, that if they speak English, they fit into the team quicker and you get better results. It just seemed to be a thing that worked for me really well. I did the same with Norwich, where I only ever signed players that could speak English unless they were an exceptional talent. And I feel like I should take that into this save and use what I learned from the last game. Because so often you find these sort of South American wonder kids and you think, bring in a South American wonder kid, it'll be great, but then it takes ages to adapt and you think, oh wow, have we really bought what we thought we'd bought? And it doesn't quite fit in. And then as soon as he starts to speak basic English and then more fluent English, his form picks up. And I don't think that is a coincidence. I think language in Football Manager is something that we don't talk about enough, but is very important. And I'm going to try to steal that philosophy with this Leicester save. Although I brought in Belotti, who not a word of English, and he's got 13 goals. So forget what I just said, everyone. Okay, we're going to play one more game. We're going to play the whole game. I feel like I'm looking for help from you today. I don't really know what quite to do with this side. Leicester have never been... There's no other team in Leicester's position when they've been in the Champions League, they're like inexplicably, because they've won the league. And now, where do their expectations sit? Where do they lie? I don't really know. But a bid for Christian Fuchs, no way would we accept that. Fuchs needs an improved deal. No. So he wants to discuss his future. No. That's how I'm dealing with that. Should say, by the way, I've said this before, love this transfer page. You might think who City bought in, that signing is Gabriel Jesus, like confirming the signing. Okay, then much like the Cheltenham game, I'm going to show you this in a very similar fashion to that one. We're not going to go through the entire game. I'll pick out sort of the key moments in this match against Hull. Hopefully it's a game that we should win with ease. I say that sort of with bated breath. A couple of changes. Okazaki and Amati are going to come in. Sort of just a fitness thing, really. Amati's back in the team. Okazaki can fill in for Mahrez perfectly and do a very similar job, actually. Maybe he's the answer to all of our problems. Maybe not. Okay, we're going to start off control fluid. It's what's been working, and then if things sort of slow down a little bit and we're not in full control, we go attacking and put pedal to the metal. Hull in 16th place, having a probably an above average season for them. Playing a very defensive side, but hopefully that doesn't matter too much. Okay, we're going to go for a passionate. There's a lot more to come from you. I believe you've got what it takes team talk. Okay, anything happens, anything goes on, and you will be the second person to know straight after me. That's just how these videos work. It's strange because I know that you're not watching the whole game. I feel like I can micromanage slightly better. It's really strange. I do feel like in live comms, we're having more of a chat today. I do feel like in live comms, I am the sort of person to not care too much about what's going on and just kind of hope we win. But when I'm playing sort of off stream, I take so much more care with what I'm doing. Off stream, sorry, I'm in a streaming mode apparently. That first half though, I must say, really boring. So we will go to that attacking style that I've said that we were quite good at. I'm not that pleased with how things are going. I'm not going to lie. So you're taking my time again. What's going on? This is a new me. Unlucky boys, things haven't gone right for us. Z looks switched off, but I mean, as a goalkeeper, I'm not that worried about it. If we now concede from his mistake, I will be annoyed. I'm looking at the changes we can bring on. Maybe Andy King, who's suffering from morale, because started to play drinking water again. He's in the right mood. Stomani doesn't feel like he's getting enough game time either. I mean, Musa can come on. Mahrez can potentially come on for Okazaki in sort of the last 20 minutes. Those are the changes we'll look at when we get nearer the time. I'm hoping, though, now I've got attacking, we'll be in a lead by that point. As Belotti goes forward, we'll stick with this. Is there going to be a chance? No, and this is why we're cutting it up today. Okay, I'm going to talk about this because this is like Hull's first chance of the game. And they've got Alban Hernandez up front, who is ridiculously isolated, and they're not really getting in the ball. But interestingly, because they're playing so defensively, we are really struggling to find a way through. You look at the amount of chances we've had, it's next to no chances. They're winning almost every header, which suggests the way we're playing isn't really working. I think what we do, and this is going to seem a bit random, I think, is bring on Slimani for Belotti up top. Move Vardy to the left just for this game. I wouldn't do this ordinarily. We play Vardy as a winger on that side, and then we bring Riyad Mahrez on this right side as an inside forward and try and work things around Slimani. I just think this might be the way to unlock the door in this game. In fact, because we've changed that, we're just going to try and exploit that right flank and give Vardy kind of a free roll and not force it to him too much. Of course, he's more a natural finisher than Mahrez, so if the ball gets played from the right-hand side and he's coming in from the left, that works quite nicely. Okay, 10 minutes more have gone and nothing has happened. We'll go more structured. It's going to be a 0-0. It's going like they have stifled the game, and we've had a few more chances since I made the changes, but nothing that we've actually got to witness. And with 15 seconds to go, Hull have come to Leicester and they've got their point. I mean, in a way, I respect it, and we've not been able to break it down, but I mean, we've had a few of these sort of just draws out of nowhere. We had one against Southampton. We've now had one against Hull. It's just a bit frustrating. After such a good performance as well against Arsenal, to come into this game and kind of fizzle out with a 0-0 is just... We dropped down to 7th, level on points with Chelsea and West Ham though, which means next episode will be quite a fun one. We've got some Premier League games coming up, as well as the Cup game against Arsenal. It should be good fun. Our unbeaten run now stretches to 7 games, is that? Yeah. Right, if you've enjoyed today's episode, a little bit longer, do let me know if you enjoy sort of the longer format, the way we look at transfers and stuff. Yeah, if you could do that by leaving a like, that'd be great. If you could aim for 1,500, that'd be even better. So we're in love with care. From me, it's Benji. Until next time, I'll see you again very soon. Goodbye.